Today's event will focus on how businesses across telecommunications, software, manufacturing, and other industries are implementing digital marketplaces to expand their portfolio and better serve their customers. Today we have with us Ms. Jyoti Suresh, Pre-Sales Delivery Head at Tory Harris. Before I give Jyoti the handover, I would like to share a little bit about her. Jyoti has an experience of 8 years. Her prime areas of focus are integration with microservices, product analytics, enterprise sales and marketing, channel management, client engagement, business development, customer relationship management, and IT service management. Without further ado, I'll hand over the controls to Jyoti. Over to you now.
Thank you, Richa, for the quick introduction. First of all, a very warm welcome for everyone for joining today's meetup session by Tory Harris. Today, we would be discussing on digital marketplaces implementation, its successful approaches, and tools. Wouldn't you all agree if I say marketplace is in buzz these days and it is being replaced with the traditional purchasing? Of course, pandemic is one of the reasons that we are changing our behavior towards online channels. And looks like the shift is likely to be the same post-pandemic as well. And because of this, we see that small enterprises or small retail outlets are forced to transform from physical provider to a digital provider. And most of the time they fail because of various reasons, like limited understanding of market needs or target audience, or probably they don't have the proper technology, or probably they have not done proper planning on their financial aspects, because the buyer acquisition, the seller acquisition, the technology, all these cost a huge amount. Hence, there are various such factors that determine the success and failure of a marketplace. Let's go ahead today and discuss on such factors, and let me show you the agenda for today. I would be discussing on how to win with the digital marketplace, understand the types of marketplace and different business models, gain insights on the implementation process and some go-to-market approaches, a product demo of DigitMarket marketplace, along with a use case. So let's go ahead and discuss on how to win and build a successful marketplace. The first point would be we need to emphasize on the hardest side first. Every marketplace has got two sides, the supply side and the demand side. Between these two, you need to figure out which one is your harder for your marketplace. Probably you need to work on your inventory first, or the supply side first, and then build on your customer side. Or probably you need to work on your customer first, and then the supply side would walk in automatically. The second point would be you need to focus on a single feature or at a time, or in a niche customers. When starting out, it's wise to target on small groups first instead of investing on a broader audience or broader markets. Offer people with focused feature of your business solution. To give you an example here, Flipkart is the best example, because when they started off, they mainly focused on selling books. And when it acquired user base and established its name as a brand, it started offering other products. And you all know, now it's one of the biggest online store in India. Coming to the third point, you need to instill trust in customers and bring transparency. When you have inventory, you are more likely to attract more users. Now you need to convert or turn that into customers by building that trust among them. I would take an example of Uber. Uber has this rating system for both drivers and the riders. It gets rid of the drivers whose rating falls down. Similarly, the drivers can check about the customers before they offer a ride. That's how they build that customer trust and transparency in the customers. Now, coming to the fourth point, don't pivot too rapidly. Scaling a marketplace isn't a small task. I hope you all agree with that. Sometimes it takes a huge amount of time to visualize and achieve that outcome. I would again take Uber as an example here. When it started with very aggressive pricing strategy and with that has very low pricing margins. Initially, though, they weren't making much profits because they were mainly focusing on the customer acquisition. But eventually, when the user base increased, they were able to charge as per standards, and that's when they gained profits. Coming to maintaining uniqueness, to stand out in the competition, you need to approach the buyers with a very unique offering, understand the buyer's mindset, and act according to it. In case of Airbnb, when the other companies were allowed full space rentals, Airbnb were the first who provided the share space rentals as well. And this attracted people immediately, and that's when they were able to stand out with their unique offerings from the competitors. Coming to the types of marketplace, the three types of marketplace. The first one would be the vertical marketplace, which basically offers or delivers goods or services to a certain sector or category. What do I mean by that? I would again take Uber here because Uber is focusing on providing taxi services to customers. So it's mainly focusing on a specific need and a specific customer. So that's how it's making it as vertical marketplace. When it comes to horizontal marketplace, it offers multiple categories for large customers, but still has got one common factor. So I'll take Etsy here as an example because though they offer a varied range of products, but all their offerings have got one common factor or one characteristics is common. That is, they're all handmade or custom made. So that's how it is horizontal marketplace. And when it comes to global marketplace, it's like a one-stop shop that allows a business to market wide variety of products to any potential customer, regardless of any industry type. So the famous example here would be AliExpress, Amazon, India, anything. Coming to different business models, I would be discussing on three main models today. The first is B2B model, which is called business to business model. As the name indicates, in this model, a business sells its products or services to another business. An example here is Alibaba, IndiaMart, Cisco are some of the example. When it comes to B2C model, it is most common business model, and anything you buy these days online as a consumer, it goes as a B2C transaction. So the best example is Amazon, Flipkart again. The third main type is B2B2X model. Here, the platform owners delivers products or services to its B2B partners and its customers. This kind of business model is seen when a telecom service provider offers services to any IT industry. So the X here can be a consumer, a partner, a retailer, a supplier, or any entity for that matter. Within this relationship, one partner could have already had access to the consumer market, and while the other desires to have access to the consumers. To give you more insight on this model, let me show you an example here. If you see here, telco can partner with different B2B providers, and it can also partner with adjacent industries like insurance, banks, energy companies, and offer its core capabilities as a service. Doing this, they can easily monetize and offer it to you as a partner ecosystem. This will basically enhance the value of offerings of each of these independent players because the value provided by these players to their own customers multiplies, and it kind of creates a network effect as shown here that will ultimately generate more revenue for them. As I mentioned earlier, pandemic has forced many small businesses to go digital. They've become digital provider, but most of them again fail because of their not having technical capabilities or they cannot do it themselves. So let me show you an example here where telco can empower small business. So this is a very interesting example. So imagine Jack is a plumber who provides only plumbing service. And he has been doing this through an agency all this while. But no, let's see what will happen if I enable Jack to a marketplace. Telco here is providing its core capabilities as a service. So Jack can now onboard some of his friends to this marketplace, and he can also bundle his electrician friend service along with his service. So basically, this way he is not only empowering him digitally, but is also extending his business and revenue. So telco here is digitally empowering its business customers or entrepreneurs in order to reach their customers. So the plumber who was offering only plumbing services earlier can now offer electric service, kitchen equipments, anything. All that which can be booked or ordered online. So telco here is leveraging their service and offering value-added services to all its B2B or B2C providers. And the benefit, what does telco benefit out of it? Telco can configure their assets as a default on this marketplace and offer it as a service on those who are onboarded on this marketplace. So for example, telco's billing system or telco CRM system can be offered as a service on Jack's marketplace, and all Jack's customers or all the friends that he has onboarded can make use of this service. Digital marketplace as a B2BX model, how is it helping? Now, it plays a very important role in creating this ecosystem and brings out business success with very minimal effort. This is an example where you can see this DigitMarket storefront. We have got the administrator, the vendor management, where the partners can onboard. So if you take, as I said, explained earlier, integration plays a very key role in not only building the partners ecosystem, but also in increasing the value of the transaction. So if you take my previous example of Jack the plumber, how will the customer know about Jack's offering unless and until I integrate with the inventory management system? And supposing the customer places an order, how will Jack know about the order submission unless and until I integrate with telco's order management system? So this is possible only if telco can make their core capabilities as a service and make it API enabled. And to do this, we have tools like Coupler and Micro Gateway under DigitMarket umbrella that will help you in integrating with the partner's legacy system. Coming to the next slide, which is implementation of this digital ecosystem. Basically, the core idea of implementing such a model is that the provider can also be a consumer and the consumer can also be a provider. If you look here at the bottom, you can see the core capabilities of telco, like the billing as a service, the order management as a service, or product catalog as a service. And if you look here, you can find the network capabilities of telco, like 5G, 4G, or SMS platform, anything. Coming here, it has got infrastructure in terms of IT hosting. Now we can combine the consumers and the providers by integrating the digital marketplace with the telco backend building blocks. Let's see how does this digital ecosystem looks like from the backend. So here is where the core capabilities of telco is, and it is exposed as an API through the API management system. We have partner onboarding here, where any providers can be onboarded and publish their offerings. On publishing, it will reflect on the marketplace, which will be integrated with telco services that are API enabled. So any consumers who walks into this portal or the marketplace can see the partner offerings and also telco's offerings. So containerizing these microservices will help you in scaling the operations, because it will help you in balancing the traffic. And coming to API management, it can also help you in deeper integration with the partner's backend data. So the benefit here is the providers can not only publish their products on the marketplace, but the billing is done on the telco's billing system. So that way, each one finds value in each other's offerings. And when an end customer does a transaction, it has got touch points on each and every parties involved. So this way, there is wider participation. So another benefit here is it can have peer-to-peer offering. Like in my example that I've given for the plumber, he has onboarded his friend, electrician friend, and he was bundling with the electrician friend services. So that's how we can do peer-to-peer transactions or offerings as well. Coming to DigitMarket's features and the product as a product, DigitMarket is a unique online marketplace that helps in building multi-vendor model that can support the business partners, contributors, store development or deployment vendors, or any third parties. Comes with three interface, the admin interface for platform owners, partner portal, and a storefront. Let me show you some detailed features of how this marketplace helps in B2B2X model. And Digit Market, it has got a built-in API-based recommendation engine that will help the user to define multiple hierarchy categories. And that will allow vendors to easily publish or clone their offerings. It has got easy onboarding part of partners and can function as a marketplace for both physical and digital products. When it comes to scaling, vendors can be invited, third-party sellers can be invited, and they can manage content, configure commissions for each of these sellers, and scale their operations. Talking about valuable insights, our platform has got analytical dashboards for both buyers and sellers to track their revenue or user metrics, etc. Now, Digit Market can be white labeled and configured to allow enterprises giving flexibility to in how they can market their product, how it should look like. They can accordingly do it. Now, coming to the architecture of the digit market, this is how basically it looks like. Now, within a single platform, it can benefit businesses operating with multiple storefronts or different types of marketplace. As you can see in this example, a store owner has got a marketplace with different multiple stores, and these multiple stores in turn has got multiple suppliers. And because digital market works on a multi-tenancy feature, the administrator can manage these multiple stores within the same logged in interface. What do I mean? So he don't have to be logged into different interface to check on the performance of different stores. Within one single interface, he can just switch between stores and check their performance. So the benefit here is the categories, the products, the vendors, the customers specific to each of these storefront can be managed within single interface. Now, talking about the workforce, how the workflow is, it is structured in a very hierarchical fashion where the DM administrator has the superpower or he is the super user responsible for creating and monitoring the store user. And then comes the store administrator, who is responsible for creating and monitoring vendors and products or order life cycle. And next comes the vendor administrator, who are responsible for managing, publishing products, defining price plans, or handling customer queries and orders. They can also bring in or outsource third-party vendors by inviting them. So coming to the main feature of Digit Market, which is vendor onboarding system, it is designed in such a way that by creating a single end-to-end onboarding process, we can securely invite vendors onto the platform. We can also automate the onboarding process and reduce their time spent on manual tasks or even activities. So we have got notifications enabled at each stages for vendors so that they will be notified and even the admins will get notification on the progress. Coming to the forms. So we have features to predefine and design the vendor registration form, which will be sent out to vendors as a part of invitation. Now, these forms that the vendors duly fill in has to go through a validation process. So they need to undergo some data validation where it can be done manually or it can be automated. Like in case of supposing the registration form had asked his personal ID information or Aadhaar information. I can check with if this ID is valid or not by automating it with the government's Aadhaar validation system by API integration and check it automatically. So we can either do it manually or you can do it automatic. And So the vendors during the onboarding process has to go undergo some kind of pre-screening and verify their KYC documents or probably his business history or credit checks before they are onboarded successfully. Now, coming to the onboarding journey, this picture illustrates on how the onboarding journey can be created in our system. You can see that each stage can be linked together, either linear in the linear approval flow or with a decision flow like this. On approving, a vendor would be onboarded and given access, providing his access credentials. If in case he is rejected, he would be notified with a regret email automatically. So this is how we do the workflow, I mean, the journey flow on our system. And the second picture here basically shows you the tracking screen where it shows how the vendor jumps from one stage to other after processing. To the product management, in DigitMarket, we can categorize the products into three main categories. Buyable, where any physical products that you buy these days online is a buyable product. Another category is bookable product, where whichever service that you book online, probably a plumbing service that you want to book or electrical service, all this can be categorized as a bookable product. The last comes the subscription product. That is anything you bill as a recurring basis is subscription money. You know, you can also clone these products so that it is easy for you to duplicate any while publishing. Coming to the use case, we have implemented DigitMarket successfully on Home Genie. Home Genie is basically providing a platform that allows skilled and experienced professionals to connect with users looking for any specific services like plumbing or carpentry service or any domestic help they want to. So like any other vendor onboarding, they have this registration onboarding system and they can get started. Now, let me show you on how this looks like on our system, how the digit market is categorized and how all the features that I've mentioned here, how it actually looks like on our system. So as I said earlier, these are the three hierarchical levels of administrator. Now let me first go into the DM administrator and show you what all his activities are. As a DM administrator, he's in charge of creating the stores. So I can go ahead and create n number of stores here, and I can link these stores with the store admins, and probably I can create a journey for them if they want to. And if you see here, I can link this if in case probably see I have as I said, I can use these marketing strategies, like I can use any banners or logo informations that I want to. I can add this. So whenever I add a logo or a banner image, it will reflect on my storefront like this. So I can customize my banner and logo images the way I want. Coming to the administrator, he can also do kind of a settings on the regions, on any restrictions that he wants to define. All that can be done as a DM administrator. Now, let me quickly go to the store administrator, where who's responsible for the vendor management. Now let's see how the store administrator does the vendor management. So any vendors, as I said, you might be having different stores in your marketplace. For each stores, you can create different type of vendors. Probably I will create a clothing or electronics type of a vendor or gaming type of vendor. So for these type of vendors, I can create journey separately. So probably for internet service provider, I can create a journey something like this, where I once his request has been received, I can accept it, I can validate his process and approve it. Or I can create something like this, like decision flow like this, where I can give an yes or no option, where if it is accepted, he would be notified with his login credentials, or if in case he's rejected, he can get a notification. So all these notifications on how what has to be sent out, all this can be configured here. So coming to after the journey has been set, how are we sending out these informations, or how are these forms sent out to the customers. Okay, now in case I have like a registration form, anything that you register, probably even employee onboarding, probably you need to fill out some forms or information about yourself. So I can customize this registration form myself. Okay, so if you see here, I probably can create form something like this. See, where I'm asking for vendor's username, his email ID credentials, his password, his contact information. All this I can create it myself. I don't need any technical person's help, or anyone from the backend who has to do this. I can do it myself. I can create all these names or attributes that I want for it. I can configure if it is a mandatory field or not in the application form, or is it a sensitive information. All this I can define it here. Like that, I can create different forms, probably one for the banking information of the vendor, probably for his contract information, or probably his for one for his KYC information. So I can create such forms separately and bundle them. Probably I can group them up as one single form. Okay. And once I group them up, I'll have to send out these forms to the vendors, right? So I can go ahead and send, probably I can put in his email ID and send this to a particular vendor. So I like that. I can, for different vendor types, I can create different forms. Okay. So I will show you an example of one such form here. So this is how the form looks like. So I can go ahead and accept it. Probably that is the contract document that he has to check and verify, and then he can give some uh, his vendor information. And this is how the forms looks like once I group them all. So I have created a form for the vendor creation form, another form for KYC request form. So I can go from, he can fill in all these informations, and once it has been submitted, once he fills and submits this information, I would receive it on my vendor onboard request. So probably internet service provider vendor has submitted his information. So I can be able to see his information like this. I can move his status. Probably I will validate his information and change his status from one stage to the other. And or if I want, I can reject him. So that's about vendor onboarding process. We can automate these process or the modules that you see here, whatever modules, by linking it with the backend, any APIs, like as I said, for the Aadhaar information, I can link it with the Aadhaar API information, and then I can link it here. So this is where I do the mapping of the uh, module with the API. Now, coming to the product and the catalogs that we create. So this is the catalogs that we create in our system. So there are different categories that we can create. So under each category, I can create n number of categories. So based on the categories that I define here, it will reflect on my storefront. So this is, I have created an electronic store category, a gaming category. So whatever category I define it here, it will reflect on my storefront. So under this category, I can go ahead and create. So for each categories, I can define my own attributes if I wish to. So probably one particular category needs a different attributes or a special attribute. So I can define those attributes here. Coming to adding products to this category, here basically I am creating a template for the vendors. I'm not creating the product here or publishing the product here. I'm basically creating a template for the vendors so that they will be able to see these products once they log in. So if you can see here, these are products currently published, and this particular product I've created as a template. It is not yet it is still active, but it's not yet published. That means a vendor has not logged in and is not published it on the storefront. So so these are the list of products currently, and I can deactivate in case if one of the vendors have been discontinued or he is not no more with the system. So we can deactivate his products like this. And these products, so to add these products, I just have to click on add product and give the add product information, select the category under which I want to create this product, and what is the type of product. Like I discussed earlier, the three different types of products. Probably if it is a viable product, I need to choose viable product. And under these, I can have the category, because if it is under a particular category, wireless category, all the attributes that are selected for wireless will automatically list here. And if in case I need any new attribute, I can still add it from here. And coming to packaging of products, I can package, bundle different products together and bundle them up and club them together. Or I can do a relation of products, different relation of products, like probably like something like this. I can relate one product with the others and show it here. And coming to the order management, as a store administrator, I can view all the orders that are currently listed by the vendors. What is the progress? What is the status of each of these orders? Uh, Coming to the modules or the marketing, I can create multiple coupons, like probably a big sale coupon. I have a sale for this month, so I can create those sales. I can create rules for these coupons. All this can be done on the marketing side. Coming to vendor administrator, as a vendor administrator, I can basically, I'm in charge for publishing the product. So I would create a product. Sorry, let me log in as an administrator. So I have logged in as a webinar administrator. I have the products here. I'll have to add product, select the products that I want to publish it. Probably I want to publish a Sony as a product. And then I will give the publisher name, the price, the about information of this product, what is the stock quantity, all this information as a vendor that he has to put in, he would be putting in. And coming to the dashboards, he will be able to see the dashboards of the current revenue, or the order summary that he has, all that. The orders that comes in, any orders, he would be able to see all his orders here. He will be able to see on what has been the status on all these orders. He can have, if there is any enquiries that is coming in from the customers, he can talk to the customer and reply to those inquiries. He can also create order journeys, like in case of vendors, a particular, we can hear, like in case of vendor onboarding journey, even the orders, we have got different types of journeys created, like the order placing and order dispatch, order in transit. So each level we can have a workflow created, a notification or an alarm set for each of these workflow. And we can do this either at the vendor level or at the product level. So this is how the order has been done for at the product level. Now coming to the modules, this is where we link with the, if in case the order has to be linked with any external system, we can link it here. Now let me show you one of the example of creating a product on our system. Okay, so let me show it and show you a category. Let me show you how I can create a category under electronics. Probably I'll create a simple category called TV. Okay, and I initialize it, some information, and I initialize it. So I've created a category called TV under electronics. So I've got a TV category. Under TV, if you want, I can show you that how it has come on our storefront. So I've got a TV category here. So whatever I'm doing on my store admin, it will automatically reflect on my storefront as well. So under this category, so this is how our storefront looks like. We have got the different categories, the advanced search features, where you can search by each of these information. We have got drilled down to different levels, like if you want to select only the buyable product or subscription product or even the packaging, you can do it like that. And as I said earlier, we can relate to do relation of products, like one product can be related to different multiple products. And also there are variants available. Suppose one product is being sold by different vendors, you can see the variant of this product and about understanding on what is the about feature of this product. You can ask inquiry if in case I need to raise an inquiry, I can raise it here. And as like any other feature, it has got add cart and no, I mean rating systems. And coming to the different packaging, like I said, I can bundle up different products. So I bundled my iPhone, Apple, and the different products together. I've bundled it, and I can show it like this. So this is how the storefront looks like. And coming to the product, so if in case I want to add any product under this TV category, I can add, just had to click on TV and probably give my information, all the information that I need, and click on submit. I have to get this. So I can restrict here. If in case I want to restrict any of the vendors from publishing this particular product, I can restrict here. So basically, you can define which particular vendor has to be given access to publish this product. I can do that here as well. So I can probably restrict BSNL, Intercom on publishing this product, and then click on submit. So once I submit, I will be able to reflect, see it on my storefront. So coming to the DM administrator itself. Now, DM administrator or the store administrator, instead of checking on each of the storefront's performance individually, he can just switch between stores like this. So probably I have a different store, healthcare. So because of the multi-tenancy feature, I can switch between stores. So the healthcare, I can switch, or I can look for the Tory has a digital store and look for their performance. And as I said, the orders can also be viewed from here as a store administrator. And coming to the model that I said, the order management, how the tracking is done at each level. So this is done on our system like this. So we can relate to our request and response. Probably, as I said, this is where we define the order flow. And whenever this order flow is being accepted, it comes on the cycle here. So I get the request here, and I can change his level at each and every stages. So that's it from my end on the product demo.